Greetings fellow Transformers fans, and welcome back to another Transformers video. In this video I will be reviewing the review of Transformers number 1 2019. This is written by Brian Ruckley. Now I understand that he's a fantasy sort of writer, and he's done the only sort of comic sort of things he's done there sort of recently would be Rogue Trooper. I'm not sure if you've ever read that. Don't be confused by the game. I'm not sure if it's related, but anyway, we've got some amazing covers by some very talented artists. I'll be showing them off. There's actually at the end of the comic you can actually see all the ones, all the exclusive ones, the special ones there. They look just amazing. So with this reboot and the newly appointed CEO of IDW, the amazing writer John Barber, I'm sure we all know, we've all read his comics, IDW have sort of set out to reboot the franchise for the first time in a very, very long time. This was first announced back in December last year, 2018, so replacing the Generation 1 continuity that ran from 2005 all the way up to 2018 with the likes of the most epic recent ending sort of series there, Lost Light by James Roberts, and even the Optimus Prime series there. So amazing. If you haven't read them, definitely go check them out. This new writer, like I said, comes from a fantasy background. I didn't really know or what to expect at first, but was open to them breathing some fresh light into the new series there. And if you ever try to pick up the Transformers comics, it can be a bit of a headache to catch up, as there have been so many series since 2005. So this new direction sees peace on Cybertron, with the opening part reading the story so far before an endless war raged between the Autobots and Decepticons, before Orion Pax took on the mantle of Optimus Prime, before Earth ever learned about the strange robotic alien beings from Cybertron, the Transformers. There was peace, there was society, there was wonder. Join us now at the dawn of a bold new era. Wow, really cool. We do get an updated character bio screen on the next screen there too, which is much easier to read with much larger avatars this time too. The ones from the James Roberts sort of series and John Barber ones, they're really just really small avatars, really tiny writing. I know there's a lot of characters probably to fit on the screen, on the pages there, but yeah, really hard, but those really nice ones they've done there this time. So The story pulls you alongside Bumblebee, escorting a newly forged Transformer called Rubble around for some sort of sightseeing as he's sort of choosing what he wants to do, looking at Cybertron and all that sort of stuff. There are some really awesome references actually to the Titans when they're talking to each other, where they have them actually suspended in orbit, sleeping, ready to strike when needed, which I thought was really awesome, as we'd never really seen them we've only ever really seen them after the wars. That was mostly in the comics, and they were like buried under the ground and stuff, with Starscream activating and all that kind of stuff going on. So the dialogue is really rich with lore, and it's really enjoyable to read with what is talked about between Windblade and Beast. So hope they can continue those sort of talks around being free and choosing the roles and their life and what it's like to be on Cybertron there before the wars and everything. So they even come across some alien sort of scavengers at one point, but no real lore explanation is talked about what they are or where they come from, why they're there. I know like some organic life there does live on Cybertron there, out in like the wastelands and stuff, the barren sort of areas, but they didn't really explain much about these. There's also no real explanation if this character Rubble is a girl or a guy Transformer there either. So it's obviously hard to portray on paper there and throughout the comic, but yeah, not sure. There's a bit of talk about that going around on the forums and stuff at the moment. The artwork and conversation that we come across with Megatron and Orion Pax is great, and definitely leaves some insight to some feuds they had between them and Megatron's maybe past conflicts. There's also some talk about Prowl being injured, but no sort of flashback scene sadly there. It wasn't really talked about too much, but they do reference it a few points, so really, really cool. The two main stories going on here in the comic are the talks between Megatron and Orion, and they're having like a meeting, and then you've got the Bumblebee escorting Rubble around as a tourist. Yet the hype around this comic was actually talked about them finding the first murder on Cybertron, and it still isn't till the actual end that you reach this. So it was a bit disappointing, but understandably they want to chuck in like a hook end there to keep you excited for the next one. So the art basically overall by both the artists is really enjoyable, particularly the transforming scene of Windblade here. I really do like their take on Megatron too, with this sort of shell shaded sort of look, and the mean like glowing eyes with a very, very tough looking like Stuart looking like a form he's got there. So really cool. Overall, it's a solid entry for a number 1, and super excited to see a number 2. They're coming out. I understand they are going to be releasing them 2 every month moving forward. So number 2 is already trending hot on Twitter there for most of the staff talking about it. So if you're a sub to my channel, or if you haven't already, please subscribe, because I will be reviewing that one once it goes live. So those are my thoughts on the comic so far. The number 1, really excited about this review. Loving the art direction, loving the overall writing direction there. It's great to see they've got a fresh writer on board there, this Brian Ruckley guy. So excited to see where they take this. If they're going to have other writers basically co-write there, or other pages and whatnot. It's going to be some other tie-ins, some other comics to go with this. Either way, it's all very exciting. So I really hope that they keep this going. I'm super pumped for the number 2 coming out. So yeah, there's my review of number 1, guys. Hope you enjoy. Please like, comment, and subscribe.